Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna, and welcome back to another Chats with Chand video.
Hello.
Yeah, I know chat with Chand, but I don't know your hand movement, do I? Chat with Chand videos. Chat with Chand videos. Yeah, chats. Well, show me your hand as well. Chat with Chand videos.
And welcome back to another Chats with Chand video. And as you can tell, today I have my daddy. Yay! So I know all of you have been requesting after I did my mom's journey from India to the UK, and now to do dad's journey from India to the UK, because it was a very different journey, so we thought we'd share it with you all. So let's get on with the video. Are you ready for the questions?
I am.
Who's
Fire
ready?
away.
So the first question is,
Okay.
how old were you when you moved to the UK? Like what year?
Yeah, I can remember it quite well. I was 7 years old and I came in November 1968.
Oh yeah, you were so.
Yeah.
So do you know why you moved here? Because you were quite young.
At that age, I was so innocent. I didn't even know what was happening. We were coming to this country.
Innocent.
Innocent. That's what I meant. I didn't know anything. My mind was so clear. Nothing in my mind. All I knew was to follow my mom and my brother. We were coming on the plane. I didn't even know that.
So that was obviously your first time on a plane.
First time on the plane, yeah.
At 7 years old.
At 7 years old.
Do you remember the flight?
I remember the flight only vaguely, but
I can remember stopovers. We stopped in Kuwait and we were locked in a room because apparently at that time, I'm not too sure whether there was a war there or not, but we had to stop over in Kuwait for a couple of nights and we were locked away in the hotel room. So that was halfway, and then from there we traveled to, I think it was London, Heathrow Airport.
interesting.
So did you live in London before you came to Birmingham, or how did it work out?
Apparently somebody was going to pick us up, which was arranged by my elder brother to be picked up from the airport. Apparently he didn't turn up, so we took a taxi and it took a few hours to get to Birmingham. And when we got to our road, people are asking each other, where's this house, where's this house, does anybody know these people? Then eventually we found our place, our brother and our family.
So I remember you saying that your dad and your older two brothers came here before the rest of you did, or
Yeah.
how did that work out?
At first it was my dad and my eldest brother, followed by my two other brothers and my sister-in-law who came here, and they settled here, bought this house that we're living in now.
Yeah.
And then they called us over so we could reunite as a family.
Do you remember any like challenges when you like left India?
There was no challenges. It was straightforward, into the flight and coming here, back here, that's it.
I mean, that was what? How many years ago?
So that's nearly 50 odd years ago.
Yeah. So I wouldn't remember. I don't
Yeah.
remember what I did yesterday. Never mind 57 years. What were your first impressions of the UK like when you turned up here?
I can remember it really well. We came in November 1968. It was quite cold here. At that time there wasn't snow when we arrived.
Yeah.
And a few weeks later there was snow, so it was all new to us. It was very cold. Our hands were frostbiting, but we loved the snow. Yeah, it was great going into the garden, because at that time we weren't going to school. There was nothing arranged, so for a few months, maybe up to 6 months, we were stuck in the house and playing in the garden most of the time.
With the snow.
With the snow, that's
Did you
it.
make like snowmen?
Well, we didn't know nothing about snowmen at all at that time. We just knew how to fight with it, that's all.
Did you know how to speak English?
No, all we knew was yes and no to whatever questions we were asked. All I can remember as far as learning the English was concerned, it was our elder brother. We had a blackboard and we used to go through the alphabet every day.
That reminds me of, you know, that movie where they're like A, B, D, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
J, K,
L, M.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, I love you.
So that's it. We only knew the alphabet,
And
and,
then
that took us time to learn.
And then you started going to school just down the road, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went to school not far from here. It was within the walking distance. Picked it up fairly quickly. It wasn't difficult as such, but yeah, the two brothers and myself were at the same school when we started, and they were slightly older than me. They were in a different class to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. The school days, I can remember the school days really well. Playing in the playground,
He
playing the
was
football.
the worst, I think, student you could have ever had.
Probably not. I was the most mischievous, and I used to love making all the jokes. I can remember really well when we used to play football. And that's the first time there was an argument between me and another friend of mine.
Oh, no.
And he was arguing and he called me nutty. And I thought, it didn't mean a thing to me. And since then, I've got thousands of names, but nutty was the best.
So everyone calls him Nutty as like a nickname.
Yeah.
So since then, so when you must have been 8 then? Since
I was
you
8 years old, and ever since then, the nutty stuck, and everybody called me nutty. From my friends, to my families, to whoever.
I mean, it does,
No,
does
that
go
knows
with
me.
your personality and not case, so.
That's
it's true. But, so what was your favourite memory from India that will forever be cherished? That's a good one.
I can remember everything since I was 2.5 years old. I can remember few good events. One of them which I was in, they call it Godi in Gujarati, but it's a pram in English. I can remember when I was still in there, and when I was in there, I was wide awake, and I can see everyone running around with sticks near the brick walls. And I was thinking, what was happening? And I realized they were actually trying to kill a cobra. Because we used to live in the village, there was loads of cobras, and every so often we used to get one in the house, so they were trying to chase it away or kill it. I don't know, but that was at the age of 2.5, my memory.
That's mad.
But I can also remember another event when I was at school, maybe 5 years old, and we used to write on slates in them days. We used to have a book and slates, so we used to have a chalk and write in slates. And again, I was so mischievous in them days as well. During the lunch break, everybody leaves their slates and their books in the classroom on the floor. We used to sit on the floor, and this is how bad I was. Me and my friends, we went around and stepped on every single slate and broke them all. And that was a big joke for us, but in actual fact, it was really bad. But
really
that
bad,
was-
yeah, of course it was really
that's one of
bad,
them.
Dad.
And I can also remember, because we used to live in the village, there was mountains nearby and jungle. I used to go on my own at the age of 4 and 5 years old into the jungle, into the clay mountains, and used to get clay, and I used to make clay animals and that. That was one of the fantastic things I did. I used to love that. And then there are other things. I used to play kabaddi, which I don't know, most people might know. I used to play kabaddi with the elders as well at the age of 5, and apparently they thought I was really good as well. And there was loads of little games I used to play in the village. I used to mess around and we would play gilli danda. I can remember,
So that's like the old version of like cricket, right?
old version of cricket.
Yeah.
And apparently I was really good at it as well. And
Since when are you into sports? You've never played here.
I did. I played loads of sports. I played badminton,
I mean,
squash, you name it. I played all the sports. I was so sporty, and I used to do a lot of jogging as well.
What's this?
Yeah, I used to love a lot of jogging. I was just a fitness fanatic. But yeah, memories in India. I can remember loads of stuff. And there was one other event as well I can remember quite well. In India, there's some kind of insects, and at night they actually light up. So we used to go around catching all the insects with the lights. They were just exactly lighting up. It makes you think, where's the light come from? But yes, that was fantastic. India, I will never forget, and the room that I was born in as well.
We went to India, a couple of years ago now.
Couple of years ago.
And that was my first time ever going to Dad's village. and it was like the best village I've seen. It was just like the quietest village, and I just seemed connected to it so much, even though I've never been there before. And this guy was like, I'm going to the house where I was born, and apparently he knew the spot that he was born in.
The spot I was born in.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you
I had to make the kids sit there and take a photo, just the place I was born in.
Yeah, that's mad. So what advice would you give to others if they moved from India to the UK and if they had like a similar experience to you?
I say, don't come to UK.
Oh.
Stay where you are, where you're born. That's the place you need to be.
So what was it like living with 6 siblings in a small house, so whether that be in India or here?
In India, we all slept in one room. We weren't all living at one time, the whole family. Half the family was actually in UK and the other half was in India in the village.
Yeah.
And I can remember quite well, whether it be in India or here. I loved it. You know, it was great fun. You know, I love my family. And we used to fight every day, play games every day. We used to play table tennis on a little table.
Yeah.
And we used to fight in the bed. When my cousin came to stay with us, we were in one bed, 4 of us sleeping in there. But the fun was just fantastic.
When you were younger, what was your dream job?
At that age, living in a village, there is no even thought of having a job. Or what kind of job, or what would I do? Would I be a doctor? Would I be a lawyer?
Yeah.
Would I be anything?
Yeah. Do you like Birmingham?
I love Birmingham. I love everything about it. I love the people. I love where I work. I love where I live. And I enjoy the environment. Everybody knows me as well. And yeah, it's you make it your home and you like that place.
This isn't a question about India,
Yeah.
but you have to do it quickly. You can't, just first thing that comes into your mind.
Okay.
Do you like meal pie?
No, you have to do it quickly.
You've asked me a question that I can't answer one or the other.
Yeah.
I love both my kids equally.
Thanks. Yeah, but you like me better, don't you?
I like you better because you're the girl.
Oh, okay. So you went back to India to get married.
Yep.
When you were around, what, 30?
I was 28 years old when I went to India, and actually my parents were already there in India, so I phoned them up. I said, stay there, look, I'm coming there anyway. Actually, I made up my mind I was going to India. Whatever happened, and I do believe till today that actually marriages are made in heaven. It doesn't matter what age it happens, but it happens, and that's what I believe in. And when I went to India, they started showing me a few girls, and that's it. First one I saw I liked, and I said yes.
And he got married to my mummy.
Yep.
So this is probably like the last question. What were your first impressions of mum when you saw her?
Well, my first impression actually was her hair.
Like blonde. And when I saw it, you know, Mura, whatever you call it, brown. Light brown. Very light brown. Blonde hair.
To me, it was like blonde, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, her hair, her eyes, and when she brought the tea over, and I thought that was it.
Well, when she looked at you when she bought
Yeah.
you the tea. Oh my god.
Okay, so, are you going to get your glasses off? No. Can you put my glasses?
I'm gonna get a reaction of my dad watching this video, and there's a bit. So this is a question that I asked my mum about her first impression of you.
Yeah.
Just want to hear what she said.
Yeah.
One of the questions is, what was your first impression of Dad? Because when was the first time you ever met him? Yeah. So when they came.
He was moldy.
Oh my god, yeah. So my dad's, well, he's not full bald.
No, he wasn't full moldy, but like a big
Yeah, so he's got
Yeah.
basically a little patch, well not a big patch in the middle of bald, so yeah, obviously you didn't like that. So wow, she didn't even say anything nice about you.
I know.
So what have you got to say about that?
She didn't know my brain. She should have thought of my brain first before she thought of the bald head.
Yeah. Would you ever move back to India?
If I had a choice now, no.
No. Oh.
This is my home now.
Alright, thank you everyone for watching, and thanks all for your questions. And I hope you liked listening to my dad's journey. So make sure you like this video, comment down below, and
Thank you.
and subscribe.
And subscribe.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Bye.